Hello and welcome to the second episode of the 3-in-1 head accessory. And today we are going to focus on this big hair rose. And I have it clipped on, but these are all detachable, and I have already on my channel a tutorial for a headband, and I will have a tutorial on this small accessory. Here's how it looks without the headband, and it is quite big. It looks absolutely ridiculous in my own hair because it's short and kind of purple at the moment, but with this kind of thick wig I think it looks nice. And let's get started. For the whole project you will need a headband and some lace. I have 3 different types. These are all cotton lace, some felt, a marking pen, scissors. I have my rose that already has its clip. If you don't have a rose or whatever decoration that already has a clip, you will need clips. And I have some pearls and grosgrain ribbon in the colors of your choice. For the clip part you will need felt, marking pen, your accessory thingy of your choice. I may use these grosgrain ribbons and some pearls and 2 types of lace. And if your decoration of choice doesn't already have clips, you're going to need those as well. You want to start from the base, so with your trusty pen of choice you want to draw on the felt the size and shape of your decoration. And mine looks a bit weird because I had to cut the hole for these clips that I can't tear off without breaking the whole damn thing, so here is mine. And once you have the shape and size that you want to take your lace. And I'm going to use my bigger and wider lace, and I'm going to sew it to the very edge while making small folds so that it looks nice and puffy. So once I put my rose on top of it, it will hug the rose nicely. And once I've done that, I'm going to take my smaller lace and sew it to the bottom, and then ruffle it also to kind of make a bit more volume to the bottom as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. And this is what it looks like when I have the lace on. I just ruffled it a bit and sewed it on. And the perfect thing about using scraps is that I ran out of this lace. So I kind of had to put the lace that I used for my headband next to it. But you really can't see it all that much, especially because I'm going to put my dangly beads here, and that's Oliver who wants to come in and eat this delicious looking lace. So what I'm going to do next is figure out what kind of dangly beads I want to use. So here is my lace, and it looks like this when I put the flower on. So what I want to do now is find out what kind of dangly beads I want, and I played around with my options a little, and what I came up with is that I have white grosgrain ribbon and thinner grosgrain ribbon, and I also put some black pearls onto a string, and this is kind of what it will look like. So I'm gonna go ahead and start sewing this together. I started by cutting out a V shape and then putting a lighter to it so that it doesn't fray, and I'm going to lighter this edge as well. Just go next to it quickly so that it doesn't melt too much. And then you want to kind of try and tug it and see if there are any stray threads, but there are not. So I'm gonna take my needle and thread and go and attach the thread to the middle. Now that I have my thread on, I'm going to take thinner grosgrain ribbon and I'm going to sew the middle of it to the middle of my wider grosgrain ribbon, so that it looks kind of like this. And now that that's sewn on, I'm going to take my string of pearls and I'm also going to sew that in. There, now I have it the way I want, so what I'm going to do next is still with the same thread. I'm gonna take my lace base, and here is the different lace that I used, so I'm going to be sewing this on top of that to kind of hide it, and I'm gonna go ahead and sew these pieces together. And I know it's hard to see because everything is black, but I'm just sewing these together. Now that you have your base ready, you want to put on your rose or whatever decoration you chose. And normally you just put some glue on and then put your thing in, or alternatively sew the thing in. But because my has the clips that I can't take off, I'm gonna have to be a bit creative. And I cut a hole to my base, and I'll have to kind of shimmy this in like so, and then glue it on. So this takes a bit of adjusting to get right. And that's good, I want it like this. So what I'm going to do now is I'm gonna flip it over and put a bit of glue to the felt and then put it on and then move on. So here we go. And then you want to make sure that you've really glued all the way around. And then you just have to take away the small threads of glue that always come from hot gluing, and then your accessory is done. And that is it for this week's tutorial, and I will see you again next Wednesday.